really lucky.
What about now? Okay. I can see my microphone on OBS. That is funny. No, I have been talking on stream the entire time. What's good? It's good to see you guys. Hey, we got Panda in the chat. We also got Cobb in the chat too. No, I've been talking this entire time. Panda, any base plans for the season? I'm kind of I'm trying to come up with them at the time being. I'm being honest. Oh man, I was kind of during that time period. I was also recording that bit right there. That is unfortunate. So that means that the audio did not go up on that as well. When it comes down to the base plans for the season, I was talking with Cobb last night, and I'm still not really sure when it comes down to it. I mean, I have the foundations of a build in creative mode, but the thing is, I know that I'm collecting materials, but I'm doing that in the time being because I want to come up with more of a story when it comes down to the build that I end up making to start off with, and kind of just like the theme and the lore for my first kingdom here on the SMP. So I'm still thinking about it. I'm not really sure, but that's okay. Yeah, as I was talking with Cobb about last night, I'm really not sure if I want to go for like a mega build sort of thing where I get around to like terraforming everything and making it pitch perfect and that sort of thing. Not a mega build, but like like a very well established, I would say, reputable standalone episode 1 that is like a huge area transformation. If that makes sense. I'm considering doing that because, this is a forever world for me. Or I'm also considering just like taking it how I usually do and compiling the episodes and just kind of, having a starter base and then enjoying seeing how the land transforms over time. But speaking of, I do want to make a map of the area that we have around here before I do anything on it, just so that we can kind of see it transform over time, which is something I've never really done before, but I do definitely want to. But anyway, guys, happy Friday night. No, I've been talking. I know it's a later night stream. And Cop, it's 9:20 your time, my man. It's Friday night. And I'd love to know what you guys have been up to tonight and are up to, but it's a later night stream because I was hanging out on the Fantasy Kingdoms SMP. And I was planning on live streaming that, but I got immediately home, or immediately when I got home, the other guy, I hopped into the Discord call and there were like 10 people on there, and I was just going to see what was going on and that sort of thing. And I hopped into the call and they were like, "Sleep, get on, like we're fighting a boss right now." And I was like, okay. I was planning on taking a hot tub beforehand, which we'll get into. Yeah, I was planning on taking a hot tub, and then I'm cooking a sweet potato, and I'll have some dinner at some point. Although it's kind of late for me too, if you guys know me. Yeah, they're like, hop on, and so I hopped on, and we fought a couple of bosses, and then I ended up going around and hanging out with a couple of other people, Fostering Woods and Galaxy Cheese and Senpai plays, and Senpai ended up kind of explaining a lot of modded Minecraft to me, and so I really appreciated after we fought a couple of bosses all together, him explaining modded Minecraft to me. Gave me a bit more of like an understanding kind of everything that's going on. And after a good amount of time, I was like, okay, you know what, I am going to go and take my hot tub because I live in this new apartment that happens to have a hot tub that is open at any point in time. And I ended up doing that, and we have a sweet potato once again that is in the oven, and so I had other things that I was doing before stream tonight. I'm definitely enjoying the new move, and hopefully I sound okay when it comes down to it. And Mari, it is good to see you as well. Happy Friday night. Yeah, hopefully I sound okay. Let me know. Actually, let me turn up the mic a little bit like that. Back to the normal gain when it comes down to it. Torch in the offhand helps a lot cutting these down. Okay. I can do that. Hopefully, yeah, I do have a couple of torches that we can use right here. Anyway, what's everybody up to? It's been a good Friday night so far. And I don't know, for me, I have definitely an itch to, since I haven't... I'm in a conundrum. I have the itch to build because I want to build something and start to get established. Cobb has... Well, Play-Doh kind of set the precedent, and then... I don't even know. Cobb and Play-Doh have set the precedent, and Panda is in the middle of building at this point in time, so I kind of want to get something down. But I also want to make something really beautiful, and I want to have a really awesome episode 1. Even if it doesn't do very well, I just want to have something that is a new episode 1 that has shown how much I've grown as a content creator over the last, 7 months. You know, the last episode 1 that I had was on the Lotus SMP, which I'm still hanging out on. It's not going anywhere, I promise. But the last episode 1 that I had on Lotus was many months ago, and I think that I've learned, even as of the past week or so much more about content creation and about making cinematics and all of these different things. And so, I see my growth continuing to, improve over time, I would say. And I do have a brand new video that did come out today, and Jordan did leave a comment on it, and he was like, this is very insightful. And I do think it's very well edited. Like, it's still from like a month and a half ago. So it's very new, but even in the last month and a half, I've come such a long way. And I have, the most recent content that I've made recently, I think is something that I'm very proud of. And Jerry, it's good to see you too, my man. Just a lot of terraforming right now, Panda. Yeah, I have to do a lot of that too. I have a lot to go. Okay, look at that. We have already a good amount. No, not a good amount. I mean, a good starter amount, I would say. We have to go find Slipathy. A good starting amount of... Why do I have easy place mode again? Our spruce logs right there. So we can place everything into a chest. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited for you guys to see how much I'm kind of improving week by week and month by month as someone that, loves making YouTube videos and puts a lot of time into them. And we're doing fun things too. We're doing so many fun things. It's hard. It's definitely hard to juggle everything I'm doing. I'm definitely splitting my time between many things right now. And, of course you can't juggle them equally. The SMP that I'm doing right now is only 10 days long, so I'm doing this in Forevercraft right now, but I really don't have time for like any of my 100 days series and for the Lotus SMP too. So it's a give and a take. I'm fine with that. Okay, actually, I'm gonna try the trick that Cobb ended up showing me. Except for, just kidding. We are out of our... Let's see, 2, 1, 2. Let's go. Okay. We're out of our bone meal. Although I'm sure there actually might be something back at the mob farm that we could do in order to get, a bit more something, like bones or something like that, so that we could keep on bone mealing these trees down. And Cobb, if you are still watching, hey, appreciate all of the materials. This is making a huge game changer, but you may also notice, and I'm curious actually, you may notice that we have enchantments on everything. We now have protection 3 and fire protection 3, unbreaking 3 on the leggings, and we also have fire protection 3, depth strider 3, and unbreaking 3 on the boots, along with our diamond axe has efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3. Our shovel has efficiency 4. Our diamond pickaxe has, or first one has has fortune 3. We have sweeping edge 3 on the sword. We also have efficiency 3 on the our second pickaxe, and then the main pickaxe right here is fortune 3, efficiency 4, and unbreaking 3. And hello. Oh my goodness, you have so much. The man, the myth, the legend, the builder, the farmer, the Minecraft player. Dude, Panda, thank you, my man. That was a huge W. Panda over there is once again doing a whole ton of terraforming in this area. And Panda also definitely, please let me know. My area, I'm hoping, is kind of just like in this cavern area, and we're going to expand more into this area over here. You're the man, yeah. I'm gonna keep expanding over here. Like, this hill is the major terraforming thing right here. Okay, if I need more, let me know. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. But I'm gonna hopefully take over this area, and then Play-Doh obviously is right there, and then Cobb is down over here. So I don't want to intrude whatsoever. I know that but you know, yeah, I really mean that. I don't want to intrude. If that's too close for you, please let me know. Oh no, because you know, if we want to continue to expand throughout the season or indefinitely, right? Given the fact that this is a forever world and that sort of thing, I don't want to encroach on you whatsoever. So I am more than happy to move out a little bit. Yeah, definitely let me know. I genuinely mean that, because I'm not wedded to this area. Okay. Yeah, that's what Cobb said last night. He said you were kind of doing the coastline, and you were also doing the island right by the shoreline, which I think is going to be super fun to see. I'm excited about it. Okay, boom. Another tree down just like this. This is going pretty quickly. I mean, I guess this is also why we ended up getting around to having our diamond gear. And if I'm being honest, I do feel bad for Play-Doh. Play-Doh is another YouTuber, and I think the initial Minecraft or server founder, I would say. This has been his forever world for about 5 years, and then he ended up making it into Forevercraft, which I think was initially him and just Panda, and then Cobb ended up joining it about a year ago, and here I am joining it about 3 weeks or so ago, I think. But he has been having some tough luck here on the server, unfortunately. Okay, let me take a look at chat very quickly, because I haven't. Okay, yeah, actually, yeah, Panda, you were saying that. I still haven't looked at the Discord yet. So I will have to. Hey, Jordan, or sorry, not Jordan, Jerry. That's more than okay, man. I appreciate you coming and spending some time and just coming and hanging out, my man. Jerry, if you guys don't know, if it is a member of the Westerly SMP and is starting a brand new, very cool inspired build, I would say. And so I'm excited to see what it ends up looking like, my man. And definitely to keep me tuned when it comes down to like that technology component as we were talking about. I don't want to spoil the idea if you're not ready for talking about it yet. It's so cool, my man. As you know, I'm quite close with Vampy, and they've been up to so much recently. They've been, I mean, I hope to have that level of efficiency at some point in time. But again, it does feel good to have gear that is just slicing through things once again. We're gonna have so much progress now. Although I was talking with Cobb once again, and he was saying that I think one of his next kind of to-do list things is going and getting a beacon. And I'd be down to join you for that, because as you know, I don't really know too much about getting beacons, but I think I'm ready to finally kind of access that point in the game. Especially if I'm terraforming and that sort of thing. So let me know. I'd be down to learn how to. I guess I would need to get looting 3 on my sword. Learn how to actually kind of take on the Wither. Which, speaking of, after we were taking out some bosses on the Fantasy SMP, we ended up spawning in a Wither on the Fantasy SMP. I think for some sort of side quest or to get an item or whatever it was. And the Wither on that SMP through the mod pack was absolutely insane. And we all have like incredible gear and that sort of thing, so like that's also a very fun thing. But like it was absolutely wild. Like the amount of particle effects, it made like a huge crater. Like it literally was like, almost like a meteorite had hit it. And could I not bone meal this just because it has the dandelions right there, or whatever this is, the wildflowers, I think. Okay, there we go. Jeez. Was just suffocated by that. Hey, speaking of the devil, there's Vampy right there. It is good to see you. And now we have 2 Westerly members in here, and we have 3 Forevercraft members as well. It is a good group. Thanks so much for kind of coming and hanging out on Friday night. And if you guys have any ideas for what I should do in terms of kind of making the next kingdom, I'm definitely all ears when it comes down to it. Like, part of me wants to go just like my traditional medieval and just like just go with whatever comes to me, which is how I did it in my Forever world, my single player world. But then the other part of me wants to like go and like try to do maybe some sort of like Mediterranean sort of style. But like also Mediterranean on the hills. Oh, it's a tough one. So I don't know, I'm already kind of going like Roman in Lotus a little bit. Roman kind of Grecian, which is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. So I don't know, maybe I go back to medieval. I really am still thinking about it. And also, we definitely need to eat some bread right now. Dude, actually, no way, Cobb got one skull earlier from a Wither skeleton with the iron sword. Did you go and try to fight or try to get Wither skeletons with just the iron sword? Oh man, Cobb, you were the one that teaches me how to be productive in Minecraft. That does not sound that's that productive. Ooh, Mari, that is okay. We're doing it. Make a hero shop. Okay, we're totally doing that. Make a hero shop. I don't even know what sort of materials I'm gonna want for that. A hero shop is such a good idea. Mari, do you have any name that you want to have for the hero shop? Be so fun. That sounds like a fun episode 1. That's giving me some inspiration. Okay, I like that. All right, Vampy, it's good to see you. Good night. Good night. Good night. Thanks so much for coming in, saying hi. Am I with the, was I / am I with the late night Westerly crew too? If so, thank you so much for coming and saying hi. Yes, good night, good night, good night. And look at that, we have a good amount more of our spruce logs over here too. Let's see, we can place them in here. Okay, we're getting close to at least 1 row here. I do think that we're going to fell down a couple more trees too. And so anyway, yeah, it's been a good day on this end. And we just have a whole ton more Minecraft that we'll continue to be doing over the weekend. I really am enjoying the SMP, but the reason I think I'm enjoying the SMP, or like the modded the mod pack SMP, is just because it's fun kind of hanging out and playing with some new players that I've hung out with or talked to a good amount, and watch their YouTube videos and that sort of thing. Like, it's good to meet new people and hang out and have a good time and that sort of thing. So I'm really enjoying that aspect. But at the same time, all the other people that are playing on the server are so good at modded Minecraft, and they have such a deep knowledge of the game that they're pushing the game. They're also YouTubers, and so a lot of them have some solid channels, and it's based off of modded Minecraft, and so they know so much. And so for them, they know exactly what the next thing is to do. And for me, I'm just like overwhelmed by the fact that there's so many blocks. Like, there's so many mods. It's probably over 300 or something like that. And it's wild. If any of you guys have seen any of the live streams or anything like that, it's been pretty crazy. And I am recording, a video of it, of course. So there will be a video of it that comes out, but it's wild. Like, I'm surprised that my computer can even run it at all. Now, even without the shaders, like, the amount of devastation that happens in the boss fights and that sort of thing is something my computer can't really handle. And so it's probably part of the reason that I chose to hang out on Forevercraft for live stream for tonight. I can handle these mods, and there's a good amount of fluidity with. I like the mod pack that we have here. It's different from Lotus, but I really do enjoy it. Yeah, it's a nice change of pace. I kind of like this sort of aesthetic, and I really enjoy the Lotus, everything that we have on Lotus too, but there's also something really nice, I would say, about just having, there isn't extra character models really or anything like that. And I'd be fine if there was. But the main additions are aesthetic sounds or block placements, or if I go over here and go into my inventory, you can see that everything kind of sorts really nicely and cleanly, just like that, with sound effects, and those little things are really nice. And so I don't really need too much more, and you can see that even for my gaming PC, it does seem to handle pretty well. So I'm happy enough with it. You were joking. I'm actually going to do it. I like that idea. Genuinely, I think that a hero shop sounds super fun, and is something that would push me out of my creative zone, my comfort building zone, in a fun way. And I think that there's a lot of world building that you can do around a principal build being a hero shop. It doesn't have to be big, but if you think about the web of creativity and that sort of thing, if I just built a starter base or a medieval cottage or something like that, which is fine, and I love doing it. That is one sort of inspiration. And I was, I haven't been able to really know exactly what I want to do. And I was thinking about doing exactly the medieval sort of cottage because I really enjoy that too. But then you're like a hero shop, and I was like, that sounds like such a fun thing to have as a first build, and then to go and expand off of. Like, genuinely, it sounds fun. And also, in terms of like a content creation perspective, it is unique to see a series start off with a hero shop. So I genuinely think it's like a really good idea. Okay, let's see. We have definitely over a whole row of wood over here. So I'm feeling good about that. Now I do think that, yeah, I like that. Okay. We'll place down a couple more trees over here. And then I do think that we're gonna have to find Blippery, not Blippery. Slipathy. My old horse was named Blippery. We're gonna have to go find Slipathy. And we're gonna head to the mob farm that Cobb ended up making. Get a bit more XP. And I do want to try to re-enchant, I think, one of my pickaxes, or at least enchant a bow or something like that. As we continue the grind, I'm going to hit stop on that flashback cinematic. And if you see a flashback cinematic of us, bone mealing a whole ton of trees and then them coming back up, you'll maybe remember that it was from this live stream right here on this Friday night stream on the slipstream. I guess you could say. And so good progress. But we have to go and find Slipathy. Where is the man? Oh man, so if you're watching, you may not have played with me too much, but if you're Cobb, or if you're Panda, or if you're Play-Doh and you're watching, then you know that or if you're Cobb in particular, you know that I have no idea where my horse is right now. And I lose it pretty much within 5 seconds of getting off of it every single time. So, is that him? No. Maybe over the hill over here? Also no. I say let's go into free cam mod. Oh no. Is that him over there? I do think it is. Okay. Blippery, you have gotten so far away from us. Okay, at least I had him in the back of my mind. In the past, when I had a horse, especially I think if I had gotten the horse, I probably would have lost it and just like would not have thought about where it was whatsoever. There he is. But Cobb ended up giving me Blippery, or not Blippery, Slipathy. You know what? I keep calling you Blippery. I think he happens to be Blippery. Anyway, aside from all of that nonsense, Cobb ended up giving me Blippery, and yeah, it just rolls off the tongue. And as you can see, I'm trying to keep better track of it. Although I did lose it yesterday, and Cobb also had to go and retrieve it for me yesterday on stream, I do think so. I don't think I've gotten that much better on it, but I'm trying my best to become a better man. I'm striving. I do have to, man, I still have to take a second to take a look at chat. Oh, other people say Euro. Yeah, Euro. Other people say Euro. I say Euro. And then other people say Hero, I think. I could be wrong. Oh, Panda, you happen to have a zombie spawner? Okay. For me, at the end of the day, I feel like I just care about the efficiency. But if you'd like to show me, I'm happy to know about it. That's so funny. I thought I was going to be kind of helpful for the server, and I found a spider spawner. And I haven't done anything with it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to be pretty efficient and early on make a spawner so that other people can get XP and actually contribute something as opposed to mooching off of everybody like I always do. I am a notorious moocher nowadays, I think, to a certain degree in Minecraft. And I don't mean to be at all. I literally do not mean to be. But I think I'm a moocher. I do mooch off of other people. And I had all of these intentions. Okay, the effective is great. Okay, let's go. I'm down. I'm definitely down to take a look at it. Vampy, are you on your way to work at the moment? If so, I'm happy to be some car audio. As you can see, it's kind of just a relaxing Friday night stream. We're pretty much... Actually, Panda, do you have pretty much like enchanted diamond stuff too? I'm curious. And Vampy, have a great day. Have a great day. I hope that work goes well. I'm wishing you the best. Guys, I lost my lead. Okay. There's nothing that we can do about that one. I have lost the lead. Okay, so bam, we're gonna head on up here with this beautiful structure made from cob. Panda, yeah, almost fully enchanted. I have a good start. Oh yeah, do you have you already have villagers set up, Panda? Like, do you have mending books and that sort of thing already? So that's wild. I haven't had Hero in such a long time. It does sound good. I was craving. This is very, very American of me. I was craving a hamburger today, and I got paid today. But I'm such a frugal person when it comes down to it. Like, I have a sweet potato that's in the oven right now, and I have plenty of other things too, and like some steak, and then I also have some pork chops that I could cook up, and all of these different things. I'm like, I can't go and just buy a hamburger. Like, I already have different things. So tonight's dinner is going to be, I think some steak, and then a sweet potato. And then maybe, I think I've had a couple of chips and like some tortilla chips and salsa too. So that's what I've had so far. Although it's already almost 8 o'clock my time. So I will have to at some point get some dinner, but I did definitely want to hang out on stream. As you can see, we are having all of these mobs now. Come on out here. But as you can see, they can't touch this. I guess we will reload our shaders by accident. My fault. Hero. Heroes is not plural. You are right. My beef. So we have spent a lot of time, honestly, just kind of swiping our sword here so far. Just getting to level 30 and then going back on over to Cobb's enchanting setup. And as you can see, the process continues here. But I don't know, there's something relaxing about it. Like, I do like seeing the sunset, and I also did not realize that I happened to have stolen the bed. That was the bed that Cobb ended up placing down there, and I totally took it. Which I'm actually not I'm really not that surprised about. Again, I'm trying to be better than that. I'm trying to become a better man. Bada boom. Okay, I hit that bed perfectly. Usually it doesn't let me sleep for the night with the mobs. Alright, give me just 1 second. I'm going to go and check on my sweet potato. And hit the bathroom very quickly. And if you're enjoying hanging out, definitely consider leaving a like on the stream. Okay, we're back. And the sweet potato is looking good. I do hear a whole ton of mobs right here too. But I did see, Mari, I wanted to respond to that comment. I think that it is so cool to speak multiple languages, and there's a lot of education that you can get through understanding the nuances on how not only people say words by themselves, but also how the words convey meaning, I would say. And so for me, I know that there is like a Japanese word, and I don't know the word for it, but is the Japanese word is one word that conveys something that I'm about to circumlocute, which is a term that is used when people are learning a different language before they know one specific word in order to explain exactly what they're talking about and in order to speak concisely. What we do is we circumlocute. And in English, the way that I'm about to circumlocute is conveyed in Japanese by one word by itself. And the idea behind this is that whenever we look at any sort of conflict or any sort of event that happens existentially or interpersonally between two people or multiple people in life, the best example I think I can use to explain it is probably like a romantic conflict. So imagine two people that end up falling in love, and then eventually things fall apart and they get divorced and things just don't work out for them. Well, for both of them, they both happen to have some sort of degree of responsibility, and there is a truth and a middle point between the conflict between the two people about how it didn't work out. But when you think about toxic relationships, well, each person is going to, oh my god, okay, it's a thunderstorm. Each person is going to blame entirely the conflict or the falling out of the relationship on the other person. And the reality is that both people had some sort of significance or some sort of responsibility and role when it came down to the relationship not working. And it's okay that people may not be compatible and that sort of thing, right? Like, that's one thing by itself, but even with it, within that domain, you know, some person might be like, oh, I'm not compatible because they're all about money, and I don't really look at money as the end and be all, or they are so into how they look and I don't care about that at the end of the day. I want to spend time with them, but they're so all about their vanity and that sort of thing. The reality between the falling out of the conflict, or the middle point between both people's responsibility within that conflict, because it always takes two to tango, as you may have heard, you know, that idiom or that saying. All of that applies within one word in Japanese. And I can't remember what that word is, and I don't know Japanese, but that one word by itself conveys that entire perspective or middle point, kind of psychologically or just like philosophically speaking, between the reality between two people's responsibility and the intertwinement between the objective truth of the situation based on what actually, you know, what onlookers, or if you were to look at it, so people's roles in a movie. You know, for watching that conflict in a movie, we can be like, you know, this person was at fault because they did X, Y, and Z, and the other person, you know, maybe they were a better person, majoritarily speaking, but they were not as, you know, they could have done much better doing this to make sure that the relationship ended up staying alive and that they could, you know, keep on kindling the fire and the romance and those sorts of things. You know, there is some sort of truth between it. Takes, you know, it's not one person or the other, but one sort of pinpoint in the middle of that conflict and responsibility within it. And again, Japanese has one word for that. I think that's so cool. And I also tell the school kids, you guys know that I'm an elementary school teacher. I tell the school kids all the time, and this is true, based on scientific studies, that the more languages you speak, the more intelligent you are. And I don't mean that in a way of being like, there's two ways of looking at that. One way of looking at it is like, oh, if you just happen to, you speak two languages in the household, so you must be smarter than other people. Like, that's not a one-to-one thing. There's many people that speak two languages, especially when they're learners, and that doesn't mean that they have a grasp on each language or the significance behind it, as well as someone that is monolingual and proficient in that one language. Like, that's not a one-to-one correspondence. However, if you look at it in the opposite perspective of being like, oh, the more languages that I learn, the more proficient in understanding the human condition and life and everything in multiple different sort of philosophical and psychological and intellectual fashions. That is what I mean when I mean that. Just being able to speak multiple languages doesn't necessarily, from the get-go, does not mean that your brain, works more efficiently than other people. But if you want to learn a language and be able to educate yourself on the intricacies and intertwinements of how those languages can convey meaning and give you perspective on life as a whole, I would say, that is why the idea behind the more languages that you speak, the more intelligent you would be, or there's that a strong connection between those. And so maybe that makes sense. I speak Spanish very proficiently, and I'm totally just like kind of like a white guy. I come from Massachusetts and come from a very white guy family, but I have always loved language, and I just loved Spanish and continued to do it and spoke Spanish in college. And then I also went to Bolivia and Argentina. And then, as some of you guys know, I also went and I was a pilgrim in Spain over the summer for about, I guess 2 weeks or so. It was supposed to be longer, which is a long story, and some of you guys know the backstory behind that too. So I love speaking Spanish and living in that cultural context, and I'd love to be able to do it in different fashions. And so the ability to understand the different culture and to immerse yourself within it, and to understand the different, again, perspectives that lie within the language and how people are able to convey themselves within the language too. Like, those are all significant things, because even within Spanish, like, people in Spain, speak a different way than in Argentina or in Bolivia, in my personal experience. And even within Spain, in different provinces and through different sort of, personality types and, all these different things and dialects, there's so many different ways of speaking and iterating and conveying meaning or sentiments, and that exists in so many different ways. It's a fascinating thing, and it gives you so many different perspectives and new outlooks on the world, I would say. Mari, I had a feeling that you spoke Spanish. It really is a fantastic thing. Like, it's a very cool thing, and it just enables for you to be able to connect with more people. I think that's one of the coolest things about it. And it allows for you to immerse yourself in different areas and aspects of world and living, and that sort of thing. And that doesn't only apply for me, but that also applies for places that I've lived and people that I've been able to connect with based on the fact that they speak my primary language, which is English. And, that I think that applies with you guys online, like Mari. Like, I know that this is not your primary language, but you can also, we can hang out and vibe in such a real way. and that is a kudos to, you know, who you are as a person. And I've traveled to India, and, you know, I've been in the Amazon rainforest and on Lake Titicaca in Bolivia, the highest saltwater lake in the world, living with indigenous people. And I've been in the Himalayan mountains in India teaching monks how to speak English. And, you know, I've taught kids in India how to read and write and do mathematics, although they spoke Hindi and I only spoke English. And it was only through the people that were able to be transmitters of that knowledge and be able to kind of razor-like kind of sift through everything and see through the thick of everything and be able to convey meaning to people through the nuances in language and communication and how they can transmit with one another. You know, it's so interesting. Like, even, you know, if I, because I have for a long time, if I mistype Mari's name, that is a not very positive, it's a really not very positive sort of like word in her language, and I would never have known that, right? And I've been mistyping in that sort of thing. And so it's fascinating. It really is, in my personal opinion. I mean, if any of you guys speak any other languages, I'd love to know. And honestly, I think I'd like to learn a new language, but I haven't thought about what I would like to learn at this point in time. I do want to continue to get better at Spanish. Again, it was nothing that was ever spoken in like the household for me. Just something I like learning about and immersing myself in. And there really is nothing, if you really want to learn a language and you're like, I really want to get it down, learn how to do it and then go and live there. I really do mean that. Go and spend a couple weeks and literally just fend for yourself. Just figure it out and use the language and talk with people, and like, don't, like, you can't be shy. I mean, the more immersed you are in the experience, the faster and the more intense your progression will be. Like for me, for example, when I was in Lake Titicaca in the Andean mountains in Bolivia, I was living with an Aymaran family, which Aymara is an indigenous Spanish language. And the people had limited Spanish that I was living with on the hillside, this indigenous family where there was no lights or electricity or anything like that. And everything was cooked over a cauldron in the way that, you know, you'd think about in a medieval game. Like, that was literally how they were living and that sort of thing. Like, they didn't have really a car or anything like that. It was just, I helped them tend to the goats and to fell trees, like in real life, like real Minecraft, like, you know, and the most incredible starry night sky, like 10 times more incredible than anything you could ever see, like that. Like, that was incredible. And they could barely speak Spanish, and I could speak Spanish only to the proficiency that I could at that point in time. And you know, there was only so many ways that you could communicate with each other, but they also, based on their primary language of being Aymaran or Aymara, they, you know, spoke Spanish because it's a kind of translation or a foundation for what has become Spanish. And, you know, Spanish is a colonized, I would say, a language. Yeah, I'm not going to put any norms on that, whether it's good or bad or anything like that, but it's, you know, Spanish is not necessarily original. You know, indigenous comes before colonization, right? And so the way that they spoke Spanish through Aymara with each other gave me insight onto how they understood the language, or how it, you know, had evolved, and their ability to explain things over time, or just be able to communicate whatever it was, whatever sentiment over time. So I know that was a huge rant, but I really do think that language is such a cool thing. Man, also Cobb, I don't know if you're still watching, my man. Cobb, dude, there was literally a grinder right here this morning, dude. No way. Gosh. Okay, totally just bummed out right there. I'm gonna change the song very quickly. Man, I was here this morning and there was a grindstone right here. I was hoping to unenchant my diamond pickaxe. Maybe we can head up over here in this area and we can find if there's another grindstone over here. If not, it could be in the man cave that Cobb has over here too. Let's see, we can head inside. Nothing here. No. Okay, let's head down below. Make sure that we close the door. We can be courteous, of course. Solidarity forever. Yes, I would agree. And Augustus, it is good to see you. And happy Friday night to you all. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me here on the Friday night SMP Forevercraft SMP live stream. Totally messed that one up. But anyway, yeah, thanks so much for hanging out, guys. I really do mean that. It definitely looks like we need to eat a bit of bread right here. Amari, I love when the old Spanish lady calls me cariño. Always melts my heart. Panda, I tried learning Japanese a few years back, but my teacher had stuff come up and had to quit. Still planning on learning it someday though. Yeah, Japanese is a tough language to learn. I mean, there's 3 different alphabets as far as I'm concerned. That's a whole ton. This is Cobb's man cave. This is what I'm talking about down here. We can head on down. Let's see. Do we have grindstone? We have the anvil over here. Just like the old days, trying to see if Cobb has the things that we need. And so bummer, nothing there. But let me check up on the chat. Oh, Mari, my native language is Latin, so it's easy for me. It's way cooler that you speak it. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I think, I mean, if we were able to hang out, like, right, like when I was in Spain and that sort of thing, and hopefully at some point, maybe in the future, we would be able to hang out and communicate. Definitely, no problem whatsoever, just because we have multiple intersegments with the languages that we speak, right? I think that's cool. Exactly. Yeah, Mari, I do agree. I think in a relationship, there's no way someone or somebody is right or wrong. They're just people and people fall apart. And it's okay. I do agree, right? And so the cool thing is that Japanese has one word to explain exactly what that is. Right? And we have to talk around it. Like we have to circumlocute. And that's such an interesting thing in my personal opinion. But guys, I do think that it is time for me to finally go and have some dinner. Thank you so much for coming and spending some time with me here tonight on Friday night. And if you'd like to get some of my ideas about how I think about building a world in Minecraft, I did end up making a brand new video that came out today. 10 tips on world building and making a beautiful world that is not only blocks, I would say, but has more life to it. As you guys can see through the playthroughs that I try to show to you guys on YouTube. And again, it's so fun being able to spend time with you guys. And we have a whole ton more things coming, as you can see, multiple different projects that we're working on. But I appreciate you guys. And as we end on Cobb's beautiful area that we have right here, it really is quite stunning. I will say farewell to you all, and I will see you guys on the flip side. And once again, sending you guys all the love, and I appreciate you. So good night, good night, good night. Panda, I'm probably still going to be hanging out, but probably just not live. Have some dinner. Maybe we'll even play some Xbox video games tonight. I don't know. Maybe more Minecraft. We'll have to see. Anyway, good night. I love hanging out with you guys, and fare thee farewell.